We got
It's that time.
Lamine Yamal is changing football. Yes,
You know
sir.
this is your first time even seeing that name.
That's a big fact.
Can't even guess his age. Can't even give you a range.
I give you.
Can't even give you.
It says changing football, so you got to be a young nigga of some degree.
Come on, bro. We don't even like. What you think is the peak age in football?
Um,
Like, how old is Messi for real?
maybe like 35, 36.
Messi is 37. Okay. So when Ronaldo and Messi was really, you know what I'm saying, like young and going out there for blood, you know what I'm saying? Football vibes is here. Told y'all.
One of the greatest players that's played, what he thinks about the next generation coming now to take over the crown maybe at some point, like the likes of Lamine Yamal. He's doing something even new or Messi has never done.
I believe that they're gonna do it. They're gonna be the best players
Oh, this
for
nigga
this new
talking about
generation.
Ronaldo.
Lamine Yamal's rise has been nothing short of meteoric. Not many players can say that they made their Barcelona first team debut at just 15 years, 9 months, and 16 days old. And that's because
Huh?
That's not his age right now, though, right?
He played on the Premier League when he was 15? Nah.
he
I'm
is
looking at
the
a
youngest
15-year-old.
debutant
Imagine being in high school like, oh yeah, this nigga played for Barcelona. Be like, what, nigga? He a sophomore. Not even, he a freshman.
Nah. Yeah.
15, bro.
Yeah, I was 15. I was a freshman. Like,
That's
crazy.
crazy work, nigga. He was playing for Barcelona.
the club since
Full stadiums,
1922. But Yamal's more than that. He's a key player in Barcelona's team. He is the player, in fact. First name on the team sheet type vibe. That is the kind of aura this young superstar has.
Wait, is
He
this
was
Premier
born
League?
in 2007
Or is this,
for
like,
crying
literally-
out loud. I mean, am I reaching unk status?
There's gotta be Premier League.
Seriously.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
hey,
Barcelona
it's
got
easy
a
to
little
see
league.
why even the greats, Cristiano Ronaldo and
Nigga,
Lionel
you see that-
Messi,
you see that
think
stadium?
he has what it takes
Yeah,
to
the
fill
crowd?
the gap
I'm
that
not-
they left behind and
ain't
become
never seen no
football's
Little League like
newest
that.
star boy, winning the Ballon d'Or. But of course, being a La Masia wonder kid led to inevitable comparisons with Lionel Messi. Comparisons that can often ruin a player's career rather than make it. Because let's take a look. Both players
Type
made their
shit.
debuts for Barcelona as teenagers. Both are left-footed magicians with the ability to glide past defenders as if they weren't there, and both have an uncanny vision on the field that makes them special. But as I said,
gotta see
this
some
comparison
highlights.
comes with a heavy burden. I mean, Messi is probably the greatest player to ever play the game. And so for Yamal, the
Damn.
challenge isn't to become the next Messi, but to become the first Lamine Yamal. And if his early career is anything to go by, he's well on his way to doing just that. Thus, during his development, Barcelona made sure to carefully manage his growth. In spite of this, Lamine Yamal started his football career in a far darker place. It all began in the humble working-class neighborhood of Rocafonda. It was a place where, on the weekends, children would play for Rocafonda's juvenile
Where
A
is this,
team.
though?
However, Yamal would never step foot inside this place. Rather, he would kick a ball around on the concrete courts next door. This was a place where children who couldn't afford the club fees came to play. Graffiti surrounds the pitches, a piece of which being the number 304, which represents the local postcode 08304. Thus, it's a number that means so much to the younger boys who grew up there. It's a symbol of identity and pride. This
That's
is
what
why
he be
when
throwing
Lamine
up.
Yamal scored his first goal for Barcelona, he celebrated by making a gesture in tribute to 304. It was a way for him to pay respect to the place that made him the boy he is today. Even since the early days,
Braces
the
and
world
everything.
around
Now he really
Yamal,
a young
including his
boy.
friends and
Word.
coaches, noticed that there was something special about this young boy. His agility, ball control, and vision on the pitch were light years ahead of everyone else in the streets of
Yo,
Rocafonda.
speaking of
And whilst
football-
it was common to see scouts on
I was watching I don't know what league that is, but what was it called? But it was Ginge. It was like Ginge's team out there or something. It was on Twitch. It was live.
Oh,
streaming.
yeah. What's it called? What's that team called? Fuck. I forget, but
It
I
was
know what
like-
you're talking about.
They was going against Santan, and I forgot what the fuck his. It was like a parody of some team. I know that for sure though, because I was looking at that shit. And I was, I forgot though, but hey, his team was putting belt to ass that game. I ain't gonna lie, the way they was faking out the refs was insane. I'm like, oh nah,
No, I'm not gonna lie. Ginger's nice.
football, football entertaining. You really lock in for real. Like. But yeah, that 15-year-old is insane. I didn't even know you could do that. Like,
Nah, yeah. What was his signing bonus though? That's the real question.
what's the record of the team? They say he's the star, but the main like
He's
piece of the
15.
team.
Nah, that can't be Premier League, though, bro. Come on.
Bro, but
On
he's
the
playing in
lookout
a
for
whole
promising
stadium.
talent, Yamal's story was different. He didn't take the usual route through smaller academies. You see, by the time he was just 7 years old, Yamal caught the attention of scouts at Barcelona. The story
Like,
goes
bro,
that
come
one day,
on.
a Barca
Nigga,
scout
he's doing
spotted
better
him
than
and was
Bronny,
so
nigga.
impressed, he immediately called the club and insisted that they give Yamal a trial. And just
Yo.
like that, this younger
Niggas was
boy's
blazing
life was
him.
changed
Savage.
forever. After just one trial in 2014, at the age of 7, Yamal officially began training at the legendary La Masia. Now, this youth academy has a legacy like no other. It's produced legends like Lionel Messi, Xavi Hernandez, and Andres Iniesta, possibly the top 3 biggest stars in Barcelona history. And so, for a young Lamine Yamal, getting the chance to develop at this footballing
It's basically
fortress
like
was a dream come
if
true.
you was to play
However,
ball,
joining La Masia was just
what
the
I'm saying?
beginning
New York,
of
and the
his
Knicks
journey.
scout you at,
Yamal
like, 12.
had the talent, but like every
Why
young
do you in high
footballer,
school?
he needed the right environment to nurture and polish that raw
This is
ability.
full on,
Thus, like Messi, Barcelona went above and
he
beyond to keep
lived
him
there.
happy and at the club. When he stayed
And
with his
played there
father,
as well.
who didn't own a car, it was often
Okay.
his youth coach, Jordi Font, who would pick up Yamal in the early hours of the morning, ensuring that
Yo.
he never missed a game. The Spanish Federation acted in a similar fashion, as they wasted no time giving him his international call-up. And despite Yamal's age, he's looked perfectly at home on the pitch, as during Euro 2024, he put his name in international headlines, announcing himself to the rest of the footballing world. But more on that in just a bit. Because first, from the ages of 7 to 12, Lamine Yamal dominated 7-a-side football, scoring an astounding 301 goals in 151 games for Barca, showcasing his versatility, playing as a striker, left winger.
He
That
just
was
dropped
nasty.
the goalie.
Formation.
Nah,
Bro,
who is this
I'm telling
nigga?
you, bro.
Who is this nigga?
An astounding
Bro,
301
that shit was
goals
dumb
in
funny when they was doing
151
that
games
shit.
for Barca, showcasing his versatility,
I was
playing
watching.
as a striker, left winger,
But at
and even
that
a
age
fullback
doing that
in
is-
certain formations. Therefore, the coaches could see that Yamal wasn't
absurd.
just a raw talent. He was a prodigy. But La Masia isn't just about nurturing talent. It's about instilling a footballing philosophy. Yamal wasn't just learning to play football, he was learning the Barcelona way. And without this, you have no chance of making it at the club. Luckily for him, it was something that came completely natural. But 7-a-side is one thing. The transition to 11-a-side for many youngsters can prove to be difficult. So
don't
much
even know
so
what
that
that
it
is.
can end their
Is that like the
Barcelona
size of the
careers
court?
before they even
mean the field?
begin. And well, that clearly proved true for Yamal.
What's that have to do with how many
his goal
players are
tally
on it?
dropped to
I
just
don't know.
56 goals
I'm
in
not even about
98
to-
games. I mean, talk about washed. Okay, but seriously, in spite of Yamal's limited
he's
11-a-side
15.
experience, the youth team decided to fast-track him past Cadet B, moving him straight to Cadet A under Ivan Carrasco. A risk?
Wait, hold on. These football clubs have like official little leagues, like yeah, we
So
got
he's
the
in the-
grown niggas, we got varsity, Premier League, the varsity niggas. Then we got the JV niggas who really play, and then we got the niggas under JV who really play. The freshmen, that's these niggas. Cadet A and Cadet B, that's freshmen and JV right there.
That's OD.
That's tough though. Instead of playing for your school, nigga, you might as well play for Barcelona. Fuck
Move
it.
up the ranks.
You feel me? You might make it to Premier League one day to varsity.
No,
Yes,
sin.
a success. Absolutely. That season, Lamine thrived as a false nine, balancing playmaking and scoring with ease. His performance in the Catalan Championship final was totally unforgettable, a display that made many expect him to continue with Cadet A for another season. But Barca had other plans.
Excuse me, Jack.
Yamal's rapid rise saw him promoted through the ranks faster than anyone could have imagined, even faster than Lionel Messi. By the age of 15, he was
say
playing
word.
for Barcelona's under-19s team. And once again, Yamal didn't
Under
disappoint.
19?
Under Oscar Lopez, he shone
is
as a
that
right
what they're
winger,
talking about?
demanding the ball every game. Yamal linked up with teammates in ways that made the right wing a focal point of the attack. And so at just 16, he was not only La Masia's brightest star, but one of the most promising talents in all of football.
So he's playing
and
on
it was just the beginning.
I guess right underneath, like
His
the
development led
actual
Barcelona under-19s coach Oscar Lopez to tell first-team coach
under-19s league is
Xavi
what
that
he's
he
in.
deserved a chance in the main squad. An opinion Xavi agreed with.
Whoa.
Thus, in December
He
2022,
made varsity.
Yamal began training with Barca's senior team. 4 months later, and history was made.
He about
What?
to
Just 15 years, 9 months, and 16 days, Lamine Yamal made his debut for FC Barcelona in a 4-0 win against Real Betis, coming on in the 83rd
Oh, no, he's
minute
in
to
the
replace Gavi.
Bro, he
The
made
moment
varsity.
was electric. Yamal stepped out onto the
Nigga
pitch
got
at Camp
called
Nou,
up from
and
the
with the weight of
G-League, gang.
history on his
Nah,
shoulders,
hell no.
didn't flinch. He played with the same confidence, flair, and fearlessness that defined his youth career. And even though he was the youngest player on the field, he didn't look out of place. In fact, he was thriving. Yamal even registered a shot on target, showing that his hunger to try and score wasn't bound to certain age brackets. Then,
Come
just
on,
weeks
man.
later, in May
What's
2023,
going on?
Yamal
Hold
won
on,
his first title with Barcelona.
What was this?
They won?
Wait.
Nah,
What?
this nigga's crazy. He got a ring at 15?
Hey, nah, it
Yo.
gotta be the little bro. There's no way.
nigga. No.
Hello? Yeah.
Somebody here crazy.
I know it was.
Nah, let me go put this over. Let me go put this over there because I'm gonna hate this shit. That's for the main shit.
Bro, you type in Barcelona roster.
Like Barcelona FC roster, nigga. But that's true.
Bro, Barcelona FC.
Yeah, I got you. But wait, so like, damn. So then this goes back to what I was asking in a previous video. I don't know which one specifically, right? So if me and Steph, right, if we start a football club in the UK, right, and the niggas that we get on our shit are nice enough and win all games, right? Could our FC make it to Premier League? Could we be a Premier League team if we scraping shit in the prelims and all this other shit? Like, say we got lucky and we got 15 of these niggas right here, just on one team. Could we make it to the Premier League? And I mean, that's a valuable question.
Shit. We watched a video of something on like how the clubs work, but I forgot. I know they said that like what I don't know if it was anyone can make one, but it was on some shit that was kinda.
It was like if you win
Like
like
that.
as many like matches in this division, you keep going up a division until you're like
And then there
right
was like,
under
if you, like
that.
and there was some type of like shit where it's like if you lose, then you go down or some shit like that. I might have to explain that to us again, but yeah, drop a video if that, you know what I'm saying? If it's a video that explains that better. But
Yes, but
nah, he was born in 2007, gang. Like
so you telling me? Wait, hold on. Did you see anything about his contract though?
he's 17, right? I don't
He's 17 right now.
Mhm.
He's still on the team.
Yeah. See, I doubt they're gonna even like. Oh, no,
I mean,
got
yeah,
his
they're probably not
network
gonna
and shit.
publicly disclose his shit, but like,
I mean, you know, Google ain't really, you know, a
Yeah,
reliable
yeah.
source for
Facts.
net worth. But if we was to pocket watch just a little bit,
talk to me. He got Nike deals.
considering the main salary is only around 1.7 million, the vast majority of his current fortune comes from endorsements, primarily a deal with Adidas. But it says that his net worth is of 8 million.
Wait, hold on.
But his salary is
So he signed to
so
Adidas.
They paid him 1.6, but like his endorsements can make up to 8 mil. What they trying to say? Or like, what am I?
No, it's saying that like I don't think his net worth is 8 million.
How much is Adidas paying Lamine Yamal? Now it has been revealed that Yamal will earn 3.2 million euros per year
Wait,
from
huh?
this deal.
3.2
I
million
think-
euros a
I
year?
think his net worth is dead as 8 million.
Nah, that's crazy. Nah, shout out to this nigga though, 17. He doing big things, real shit.
I think the team gave him 1.6. So that's
Owner as the team won La Liga, but he didn't even get to take part in the celebrations. Why? Well, he was already on international duty with Spain, highlighting his remarkable journey. Then, before he knew it, Yamal
I don't know if that's true though, chat. It's just allegedly.
Wait, hold on though. So since he was on his country's team, does that mean he was in the All-Star game? Maybe. Basically, right?
He was in the international shit, right? Wasn't it saying he was in
Yeah, look.
international?
He said he didn't even get to
take
celebrate with
part in the
gang because he was, you know.
celebrations. Why? Well, he was already
He was
on
playing for Spain.
international duty with Spain, highlighting his remarkable journey. Then, before he knew it, Yamal was back with Barca, ready for his first start for the senior team on August 20th, 2023, in a 2-0 win over Cadiz. In his next start, Yamal was named man of the match after helping set up goals for Gavi and Robert Lewandowski in a thrilling 4-3 victory over Villarreal, where his stellar performances throughout the month earned him the inaugural Under-23 Player of the Month award for August. Soon after, Yamal made his Champions League debut in a 5-0 victory against Royal Antwerp. Then, because of all these incredible performances at such a young age being a total blessing for Barcelona, it was a no-brainer that they would extend his contract, taking it until 2026 with a €1 billion buyout.
Wait, what?
Yo, bro.
Wait, what are you doing?
Yo, bro.
I'm kind of confused. Wait, that's a buyout though. What is that?
Yo, bro.
Clause included to reward him further.
That means if somebody else want to get this nigga, you gotta give us
that's insane.
$1 billion to get this little nigga on your team.
That's
Nigga.
insane.
That's crazy as fuck.
Incredible achievement. Just 2 days later, Yamal made his first Champions League start against Porto. Made his first appearance in El Clasico, coming on as a substitute in a 2-1 defeat at home to Real Madrid. All of this culminated in Yamal being awarded the inaugural Golden Boy, the youngest trophy. Something presented to the youngest player nominated for the prestigious Golden Boy award. But get this, he couldn't attend the ceremony due to school. Regardless, Yamal started 2024 off.
You telling me. He said, I ain't gonna lie, I can't go to that award show because I gotta go get this AP class. It's a good nigga right here.
Nah, you gotta go ahead and shoulders, but respectively. Nigga, they treat you like LeBron.
Yo, nigga, nigga say he's changing football. Making
history by scoring in a 2-0 win over Osasuna in the semi-final of the Supercopa de España.
He's scoring too, though.
To score in the competition at just 16 years and 182 days old. He also played the final half an hour of the Supercopa final against Real Madrid just a few days later, marking another key milestone in his young career. January hadn't even ended yet, but Yamal continued to break records by scoring in the Copa del Rey quarter-final against Athletic Bilbao. And despite Barcelona eventually losing 4-2 after extra time, his goal made him the youngest scorer in the competition's history. The following month, Yamal scored his first ever brace in a thrilling 3-3 draw against Granada, a performance that earned him the Man of the Match award. At the end of the season, Barcelona and Yamal came in as runners-up in La Liga and Champions League quarter-finalists following a loss to PSG. But hey, let's just remind ourselves of all the remarkable records Lamine Yamal set that season after making 50 appearances across all competitions. So in La Liga, Yamal became the youngest starter for Barcelona, the youngest player to record an assist, the youngest player to score in La Liga, the youngest player to feature in El Clasico for Barcelona, the youngest player to score a brace in La Liga and the first to achieve this under the age of 17, and the youngest player to register over 10 goal contributions in La Liga. Then in the Champions League, Yamal became the second youngest player to feature in the competition behind Yusufa Moukoko, the youngest player named in a starting lineup, and the youngest player to play in the knockout phase. But it was time to put all of that aside, as Lamine Yamal was ready to cook in the European Championships for Spain. In June 2024, he was selected in Spain's 26-man squad before making his debut a week later against Croatia, becoming the youngest player to feature in the competition. But that means nothing if he doesn't prove why he's on the pitch in the first place. Well, luckily for him, he very much did, as Yamal also became the youngest player to provide an assist in the tournament, setting up a simply perfect cross for Dani Carvajal's goal in Spain's 3-0 victory.
Goalkeeper
Thus,
ain't
Yamal
even,
didn't just make his debut, he made an impact. In the round of 16 during a match against Georgia, Yamal broke another record, becoming the youngest player to feature in the knockout phase of the Euros, surpassing Jude Bellingham's previous record. Once again, he contributed another assist in Spain's 4-1 victory.
Yo, that's his
Then
little,
that's
his little hot spot right here. This little corner right here.
Final win against Germany,
a couple
tying a
highlights
Spanish
getting
record for
assists from
3
right there.
assists in a single
know how to
edition
pass
of the
that ball.
European Championships, a feat previously achieved by Cesc Fabregas, David Silva, and Dani Olmo. In the semi-final against France, Yamal scored Spain's first goal with a stunning strike from outside the
He's got to
penalty
the
area, which was
semi-finals.
later awarded goal of the tournament. And yeah, I know I'm starting to sound like a broken record at this point, but guess what, guys? This made him the youngest goal scorer in European Championship history, just 4 days before his 17th birthday, breaking the previous record by over a year. And what better way to celebrate his 17th birthday than preparing to be crowned the youngest ever European champion, as he set out onto the pitch for the final against England the next day.
No way, he put
assisted
belt to
fellow
ass against
winger
England.
and friend
Shoot.
Nico Williams for Spain's first goal, becoming the youngest player to
Let
register
a
a
16-year-old
goal
put belt.
involvement in a major tournament final. He also tied the
bro,
record for
what's
the
up
most
with this
assists
nigga?
in a single European Championship tournament with 4.
Did he win,
And
though?
following the big win, Lamine Yamal was
Oh,
quite
oh, yeah.
rightfully
He
awarded the
literally won.
Young Player of the Tournament, as Spain's 2-1 victory over England in the final made him the youngest player to ever win the Euros. And so by now it became apparent that Yamal wasn't just another footballing teenager going through a
Bro, he did that
perfect
from
patch.
15
After all,
to
there's been
17,
countless
bro.
examples of those in the history of football. Alan Halilovic, Adnan Januzaj, Jermaine Pennant, Alexander Pato, the list could honestly go on. But with Yamal, he represents the next generation of talent. He's a player that embodies the modern game. He's fast, technical, and fearless. So what's next? Well, at the time of recording, only Erling Haaland and Harry Kane have more goal contributions than Lamine Yamal this season. Thus, one thing is clear. Lamine Yamal is a name we should get ready to hear
hold
for
on.
many. After all, there's been countless examples of those in the modern game. He's fast, technical, and fearless. So what's next? Well, at the time of recording, only Erling Haaland and Harry Kane have more goal contributions.
So you're telling me that there's only 2 people in the whole Premier League that have more goal contributions than this nigga? How is that even possible? There's been people in the league for years. God's
At this
plan.
point, this shit's starting to seem like a myth. Like,
He's
Nah.
what you call it?
I could be like, damn, why ain't tell us about him? Like, why ain't you never heard his name before? Type shit on some like, but like, it's not like we be in tune to football
Facts.
for y'all to even tell us about that shit. But this shit kind of just crazy.
Nah, yeah, this is wild work.
He really won like
But shit.
whole Euro League shit. Like, what the fuck? And he putting in pain
Actively.
back in Barcelona. Like, yeah.
Like actively, like on the court, putting in pain. Like,
So I'm going to the closet grabbing that leather belt. Like, it's time. And then he still got to go to school in the morning.
I mean, still gotta go to school in the morning, gang. You gotta eat his Wheaties, go to his first filming, go to homeroom, think about what uni he wanna go to while he's fucking volleying in the streets.
Niggas is going to uni?
Nah,
I was about to say.
College at
Niggas
that point.
going to uni?
You might as well just go straight to, I mean, you're already in the league. You don't even gotta.
Like, it's crazy enough. He did what he's doing now before he even got to that point. Like,
That's just crazy though. How can you even be in the league and then, you know, like,
Damn. first time hearing about him. You know what I'm saying? Hey,
But
yeah,
yeah, he
thing,
doing the thing, bro.
brother,
Yeah,
man.
facts.
W's in the chat for this request right here. Again, if you want your video seen, man, and reacted to, DMs, please. Instagram, social media is on the screen. You know what I'm saying? Send it to us.
Yes,
A better
yes,
chance
yes.
of us seeing it. I enjoyed this video. I want to see more football. Again, I know what I just said. We out here though. 77,000 subscribe if you're new. Join the nation.
See ya.